Hello and welcome. As always, I'm your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master Peter. Today, we are back at it once again, playing that lovely Dungeons and Dragons 5e. I have my astounding players who knows how to answer questions. We have, no, I didn't cheat. I'm just smart for what I am. Travis, playing Talbot. We have, yes, The Rock did tell me all the answers. And no, he's not my boyfriend yet. Rachel playing Beryl.
Howdy, y'all.
We have. I finally made it to a session, and you railroaded me to do nothing, Peter. Thanks a lot. Sarah playing Iris. And we have I'm tired of your lies, but my chin does not lie. Kyle playing Tetsu. And we have, it takes baby steps to be a leader, but it takes a great leap to be a queen. We somewhere have Yeslie playing core. Say hello, my friends who are on mute. Fucking hate you. Fucking hate you. Fucking in my ears, you goddamn fucking blue man.
Excuse me, Talbot is a woman.
Okay, well, I was referring to Travis.
But Travis is a blue man.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I forgot I was wearing a blue shirt.
Here's your card. So if you guys did not catch our last session, go ahead and check out our YouTube channel for the quest Path of 2, because this session will be major spoilers, and that session is kind of tied up to this because it leads to a very important thing. But to do a little cliff note on exactly what happened, the main details, just make sure that camera's still good. Talbot was in a room trying to keep Iris in a cage by funneling her magic into that cage on the request of Typhon. Everything was going smoothly until something happens between the cage, which investigator Tetsu decided to go and find out. Rumbling, action, combat, deceit happens. A fumble on the DM's part led to clues, rescuing, more interior combat. And here we are at the aftermath of it all. Of that part, but we may have a new aftermath and probably a new crew or captain. For those of you who don't know, the current pilot, or whoever is driving the ship, is none other than your favorite, my favorite, everyone's favorite, Captain Gus Gus is at the wheel. Which is first mate, the Penguin, or Mr. Quackers, if you like to address him as it. They are currently driving the ship as the ship is underwater in a nice little bubble. So, my friends, my comrades, my countrymen, and women, and everything in between, take it away.
So, to my recollection, we are still in Iris's room, where we just tested the spells.
I do believe everyone is outside of Iris's room, and Iris tested the spell in which the circle absorbed her magic.
Oh no, she cast Zone of Truth, and it absorbed the magic.
Just like it was intended to do.
So, in other words, like, if she tries to magic her way out of this cage, she's only strengthening it.
You know, there is something that bothers me.
Besides having your friend locked up in a room, please tell.
She tried to cast Dispel Magic, which we're aware of, but it didn't absorb the magic.
Well, did she try to dispel magic on the cage or on the chains that were holding her?
Well, it was all part of one unit. Does that not bother anybody else? She could cast the other spells just fine. I mean, the sigil at the bottom would absorb the magic just fine, as it was intended to, but the cage was still magical when she cast Dispel Magic.
Well,
Even though it was magical, and the sigil should have absorbed it.
perhaps the essence of dispel magic in itself. I mean, to cast it at a higher level.
This is something I need to ponder.
Well, you
But
ponder away at that magical stuff. I'd like to find out where Typhon went.
wait, who was going to? I thought you were going to stay with Iris.
Oh, I do intend to have some private time with Iris at some point because I think she needs checking up on. Iris, I hope you're doing okay in this new room. But I also think we need to know where Typhon is. He obviously hasn't left the boat. We haven't died yet. The bubble's not gone. And who knows what he's about on the other levels.
Well, I can stay here. I don't have anything to help with tracking. Keep Iris company while those that can do the tracking go and find him.
Dungeon Master,
Yes.
at this point, having been on the boat for this long with Typhon, and seeing as how we haven't roleplayed every single day that we've been out there, would you say that I am familiar enough with something Typhon might have on his person that we could play Located Object with it?
Just plenty of things. His Talbot, his sword, his ring.
I mean, but so like his ring or something, I would conceivably be able to say that I am familiar with this. Seeing as how I've been on the boat with him for a month now.
I would say his Talbot, his shirt.
All right,
his shirt.
Okay, all right. Also, second question: how long is the boat?
How long's the boat?
Yeah, like each layer of the boat. How long would you say it is? How many feet across? That length.
Well, it looks like 120 feet.
Yeah, it's a big boat. Let's count it. So from the I'll use tip. So 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, about 115.
Delightful. So that means that if I were to use my locate object, I would know where he is anywhere on the boat because it is less than 1,000 feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Delightful. Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not doing anything with that yet. I just wanted to know for future.
Okay. What is everyone else doing at the current moment? I'm thinking Talbot's relaxing. Oh, not relaxing, just pondering.
Iris.
Oh, there we go.
Iris.
Yes.
May I open the door?
Go for it.
I open it. And then I step in and close the
Release.
door. I am to stay with you while our party members go find Typhon.
Cool. Do you know how long we're gonna be here?
Peter, would I know?
You didn't actually set a time for... Oh, wait, do you mean like on the boat to land?
Yes.
Oh.
Like how far we are from our destination, if it's like a day or two.
I think it was about You know what? Let's say after today, we'll say 3 days.
So about after today, 3 days, so 4 days.
Okay, good to know. Just want to know how long I'm going to be trapped in here.
And it won't be as terrible as being in that cage.
This is true. I do appreciate the fact that I actually have a bed.
Yes.
I'm so glad we left the talkative one to be the companionship.
You guys are doing great. Keep going.
And Talbot goes into crisscross applesauce and starts writing manically in her book, trying to figure out the dispel debacle.
Iris is just going to go lay on the bed and hum.
And you close the door behind you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said I closed it as soon as I came in.
Okay, so just wanted to make sure, so I'm not going, you didn't close the door!
And I will attempt to do a short rest.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, well, Travis is... Wait, oh yeah, it's an hour. So the question... Okay, so we're gonna put that short rest on pause, because depending on what everyone else does outside might affect you guys' short rest.
Yeah. I'm just stating the intent that I would like to do it if it's possible.
10, 4. Alright, everyone outside of Iris's room. God fucking damn it! Sorry, my thing went away and I needed it to not go away. Oh, okay, so everyone who is not in the room, what y'all doing? Don't forget, y'all, some of you on mute.
Tetsu's gonna make his way to his room and long rest because he's not feeling too hot. He
Yeah,
has
Tetsu has like one hit
exerted
point.
a lot of energy.
Core would probably go with Beryl to look for Typhon.
Alright. So, Beryl and Core, as you make... Oh, I forgot to put that. Damn it. I hate you. Go ahead and just put... so this circle thing right there will be the stairs leading up. And then the circle thing over here is where it leads to. So as you guys make your way to the stairs, God, stop going asleep. You hear, right, so about 10 feet before you get to, you hear a little like thud, 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 thud coming down.
Like, thud is in, like, heavier than footsteps thud?
It sounds like something is being dropped down, or kind of like tossed down, because where the stairs are, it goes from like bottom up a little like patch, you know, where like you go up and then you go up another set of stairs right across from it. So you hear it go down the first set of stairs, hit that like little wall, and then start to thud its way over to the top of your stairs.
Is there anything on our level of the deck for me to hide behind, besides doorways? Is it like just an empty hallway? Is there like barrels or boxes? Or...
Yeah, we'll say there's some barrels and boxes down here. Not like some
maybe
small
not
inside.
directly by the doorway the thing's gonna fall into though.
Yeah, because we'll say some barrels and boxes.
All right, and who in the hallway is me and Core? Because
just
Tetsu's already gone off.
Tetsu went into his room, which is located. Where we wanted this one, I think. Yeah, this one right here.
I'm just gonna grab Core by the wrist and I'm gonna go duck down real quick. I'm to duck in behind one of the boxes until whatever it is falling down the stairs clears the stairs. And see what it is.
All right. So you hear it, and then it just stops at the first thud. So it made it down to one set of stairs. But since you guys are trying to hide, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
All right. Oh no, Beryl does not hide. Beryl doesn't even duck behind the box that she told Core to duck behind.
He just like tosses Core in the boxes and then just stays there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I tugged her behind a box and then decided to just keep standing.
Okay, you said stealth. $11.
All right, 11. So what Beryl sees, since I assume Beryl just kind of just tossed Core in there, you see a little box, just like the size of a music box, just straight up. As you look at it, a pair of eyes poke out of it, and then a mouth grows from it, and it looks at you, Beryl.
Beryl just goes, "Son of a bitch, damn mimics."
And you hear Typhon's voice coming out of it. Beryl.
As he just said my name.
Yep.
Typhon, mimic, abomination with eyes.
Is Core with you?
She's not. What you need?
I would like to talk to her.
Well, you will have to box roll yourself somewhere elsewhere.
Look, we don't have to do this. So you guys can either lay down your weapons, or you can send Core over here to talk to me.
Or you can locate Core when she's with someone else in the group and not have her one-on-one like a weird person would do.
Okay, you know that I won't hurt Core, and you know
In fact,
Core's...
I don't know that, Typhon, because I don't know you.
Well...
And so far, you've lied to me quite a bit.
Go tell Core then I would like to speak to her. And please do it quick. I do not want to do a barrel roll with this ship.
Ha ha ha. Tell me where you are, Typhon, and I might tell her where to find you.
There is literally only 3 levels to this ship. I can't go
so it
far.
shouldn't be hard to tell me.
Just come up to the deck. Well, not you.
So you're on the deck?
Beryl. Not you. God dang. Names. Core. Send Core to the deck!
So loquacious. Well, should I see her, I will think on it.
Okay, well, tell her she got 5 minutes, or Gus may have an unfortunate event.
I shall let her know if I see her.
Perfect. In about 10 minutes, the ship's going to go sideways, so you all won't get your short rest.
Again, if I see her, I will let her know, Typhon.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you're so threatening me. Someone who just wants to help.
I have a highly trained group of adventurers down below who can easily, not easily, with some difficulty, most likely take over this ship. The only reason I have this advantage right now is because your main caster is almost out of spells or entirely out of spells.
By your design.
Your Kenku is hurt as well. Iris
also by your design
has used some spells. So really the only one I need to worry about is Core and Senguine.
And you would like me to send Core to the deck by herself?
If it helps, I'll give you Gus in exchange for Core. Just you talk, and when Cora's done, she can come down below and you can keep Gus Gus.
So, may I come to the deck to retrieve Gus Gus?
No, I'll send this mimic to bring him down.
See, I don't really care for mimics much.
Well, bring her up in 10 minutes. And make sure that you stay down here. The mimic will, stretch out his arms from the box and then just hop itself back up. And leave.
Okay. I'm going to give it, 2 whole minutes to wait for him to get as far up the stairs as possible so I can't hear his thump, thump, thump anymore. Okay. And I'm going to count the thumps to make sure he goes up all the stairs. I don't want him stopping halfway.
Okay, so you count the thuds, and then you hear the door close upstairs.
Alright, and then I'll just turn over to Cora and I'll just look at her and I go, thoughts?
I don't think you'll hurt Gus Gus, but I gotta go up there.
After all of this and all that threatening, you don't think you'd hurt Gus Gus?
No, because I just think there's a lot of distrust between everyone, and I know Typhon, and I don't think that he would hurt him. I think it's his only way to get what he wants, but I don't know.
Is this something that the Typhon you knew would do?
I don't really know him too well. I mean, overall, he saved my life before.
Oh, right, but Cora, how many times have you come into contact with Typhon since he died? And if I do remember correctly, I mean, the one time I met him outside of his death, seeing as I've only met him just, I think, the once or twice before that, or after that, he didn't even know who he was. So we're accepting that whoever helped him retrieve his memories put the correct memories in place. There might be some core memories that belong to Typhon that aren't there.
You're not wrong. But sometimes you just have to take a little bit of a leap of faith.
Well, you're the leader, and you can decide what you want to do with yourself. You know he wants you up there, but I don't think it would be the wrong intuition for you to knock on that door right there and talk to the one person who would know Typhon the best. And find out if she thinks this is the correct Typhon, why he would act this way. Find out if she knows anything about this stupid demon. I mean, if this is something that happens on their island, why wouldn't she know about it? You don't have a long time to figure it out. I don't want you to put your companion in danger. But I don't think you should go up there alone. He only stated I couldn't go. You might want to take Talbot.
I was going to say if you could come with me, but he didn't say that, so I guess. Let's go get Talbot.
Do.
So knock on Iris's door. Are y'all sleeping there?
Knock, come on in.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna open the door, gonna walk in. Shut the door behind us, because I saw Talbot do it, and as the magic doer, she probably had a reason for it.
I'm just laying there on my bed.
Alright, Iris, we've got a bit of an issue here. I'm sure you can guess. Talbot, can I have your attention for a minute? You are muted.
Yes.
All right. So if it's all right with you, I know your equations are very important and your problem solving is very needed, but we need to discuss what to do with Typhon right now. He has demanded that Core go up to the deck by herself, um, in lieu of not hurting her little chipmunk companion. And I don't really feel like it's safe for her to go alone. We have a very
Did,
short amount of time to describe this.
did he say it has to be by herself?
He told me to send Core up by herself in lieu of me not going. He said that I, Beryl, was not allowed to come.
Well, don't we have our irons?
They have not been working. If you remember, we did test that with Tetsu being in the crow's nest, saying things that he didn't say and hearing things we didn't say. And
Oh yes, that's right. I was the one that told everyone to do that. Sorry. Just trying to think of options. Um,
unfortunately, I'm not of a high enough level to have learned to scry on nobody yet.
I do not know scrying.
Mm-mm.
So the question is, do we let Core go and talk to Typhon, or do we not?
I don't think it's a good idea, but I don't know if we have many options. I was just hoping for something to back her up with.
You know,
He's threatening to turn the ship upside down.
We don't have a lot of time.
he would turn the ship upside down with him on it.
That's what he said.
I got the feeling that he's got some kind of magical enhancement, or he wouldn't have threatened. Who knows what Eugene's given him?
Well, I remember because I had detected magic when I was on the ship and went around the entire ship looking for all the things that were magical. Typhon was definitely within 30 feet of me when I was doing it. Did his shoes emit anything magical or anything on his person besides his weapon?
No, not. So I guess you could say his pouch.
Well, he has a pouch that's magical. That could provide some sort of magical relief. Although I think those pouches are Eugene's berries.
Well, to be honest, I don't know where he's storing his magical items. You guys made the ship turn all glorified just by cracking an egg. Who knows where he keeps the other things?
Well, I say because it's just a conversation, maybe it's not the worst idea to have Core go up. I mean, she is the leader. She's been here the longest. But I agree that we should be prepared if anything is to happen. You know, if something does happen, maybe we should just be near the stairs going up to the deck. You know, because I'm sure we will hear Core scream or hear some clattering of metal. If we're near the stairs, we'll at least be nearby to help.
If anything should happen, I'll call for you.
Call loudly. We ain't got the rings.
I will.
Well,
All
also we could probably just hear, you know, clattering of metal or Core's voice going, "I need help."
We've been on this boat for a long time, Talbot. How many things have you heard through the walls?
Quite a lot.
We didn't hear you putting spells on Zyrus's cage. We didn't even hear the battle sounds of the mimic battling Tetsu.
the door was closed when I was doing that, and I'm pretty sure that's the only room that had the magical things. Besides, the opening of the stairs is open, so we would be competing against air.
We shall see, will we not?
Yes, we shall.
Alright, I'm gonna head on up.
Right?
Yeah, my 2 cents, the person just sitting on the bed here. Don't let her go alone. As much as I want to trust Typhon, he's the one that put me in the cage, so I'm kind of about that. So I would just say don't let her go alone. If someone can either stay at the very bottom of the staircase or, not go all the way
don't
up the
worry.
staircase,
I wasn't gonna go on the deck, but I was gonna follow her up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no. I would just say never leave anyone alone with anyone else at this point.
Aw, she's learned from Tetsu.
Those damn pigeons and
All right. So, does Core and Beryl leave?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Corey heading out with me.
All right.
And we'll
As
close the
as we
door
pass by
behind
the
us.
doors, as we pass by the doors, I am gonna bang on Tetsu's door, and I know he's sleeping, but I'm gonna go. Please go sleep in the room with Talbot, so you ain't sleeping alone. So no mimic goes swallowing you, and we won't know about it.
All right. Let's keep going. Tetsu does not respond.
No, did my part.
I mean, Tetsu's in his room.
That's what I said. I said as we walk down the hallway, I slam on Tetsu's door.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. He's gonna kind of like from the. He's not even gonna get up from the bed. He's gonna be like, yeah.
So as like I said, I just run by your door and I just like slam on it and just go. I know you're sleeping, but if you could just move your sleeping habits over into the other room with Iris and the Talbot, that way you ain't sleeping alone because we don't want no mimic to swallow you when nobody's around to tell anybody. There are mimics on the boat.
I have a dog.
I have a rock. What's your point?
Oh.
I like Beryl a little bit more now.
I'm gonna burn every single rock I see. That too.
And that's how. And that is what started the 100-year Rock War.
I know the next thing Beryl's gonna carve, and the next time she sits down, but that's gonna be great. But yeah, that was just like in passing. Like I'm warning him, but if he doesn't do it, whatever.
All right. So, so the thing was, Beryl stays down here while Cora goes all the way up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna I'm not gonna get on the deck. I'm not, but I will be on the first step just inside the doorway.
All right. So you're gonna get about.
So technically,
here.
I'm one step below the level of deck.
Well, Typhon wanted you to stay down here, so going to the second floor would be a no-no. But do you still go to the second floor?
Well, he told me not. He told me to stay below. He didn't specify a floor. So yes, I will go to the second floor.
All right. So, do. So as you both get up here, the second floor is completely empty of people, but it is a lot colder in here. So the boxes, everything like the boxes, the kitchen and whatnot, those are still here. It's just the crew is not here.
Ghost town.
Where are they? Where did everybody go?
Core, darling, I got a sneaky suspicion everybody on this boat was a freaking mimic slash doppelganger thing. Well, they could still be in here. We just wouldn't know it until they decided to open their eyes.
Is there anything else unusual in the area?
Perception check.
I'm about to say, do we notice an increased number of barrels and boxes and other
you see
things in the area?
You see a statue of Talbot. Then it comes to life and eat you. All right, game's over, guys.
Talbot was the evil person the whole time.
Now, Talbot, stab everyone while they're sleeping.
Do I get sneak attack?
Yes.
17. 12 plus 5.
All right.
To see Talbot going from bed to bed, stab, prestidigitation, stab, prestidigitation.
You do see little things like shadowy things kind of scurry around, in between boxes and appliances and whatnot, and barrels just around here. So you know the things are in here. It's just they're hiding.
Are they like actual shadowy things, or like what we had to deal with before, or is it like there's actually something in there that's like really actually squirting?
There is something actually in there that's just scurrying about. You caught the end of it, like you don't know what it is, but you know that there's something here.
There's something a little more malicious than boat rats.
Possibly. Okay, bye.
No, I'm looking at something real quick.
I know. It's just every time you do, it's you go away.
Well, this is gonna make it a lot harder for me to hang out down here if it's gonna be this cold. Can I see my breath?
If it got any colder, yeah. But it's at like that pre-stage of, if it gets slightly more colder, you'll be able to see it, but you can't just see it yet.
I'll look around and then tell Beryl there's definitely something in here.
I do not doubt it, but thank you. I will keep my eyes open. Hopefully, just boat rats. But, I do believe there's a lot more mimics on this boat than we believed.
I will start walking forward cautiously.
Okay. So when you get about halfway, I don't think Beryl will do the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep pace with her until we get to the stairs.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just gonna use this as a figure. It's not actually the figure itself. So it's not Leander. One of the crewmates pops out from hiding and goes, "Well, hello. This is as far as you will go, Beryl. Corey, you can take it the rest of the way."
Did you happen to bring our little chipmunk friend?
Yes. Oh, he's already at the stairs.
So you did not bring our little chipmunk friend?
We brought him to the second floor. The agreement was not to hand it off to you. Since you did not stay down below, we're taking prior precautions. If you like to...
I did stay below. I'm not on the deck.
If you like to waste time and argue with me, by all means do so. It would just make Typhon's decision much easier. So if you would like to speed up this process, Cor, will you please head above, and we'll send a music box mimic down below.
I'll look at Beryl and she'll say, "I'll be okay. Go."
If I don't have that chipmunk 2 minutes after I hit that landing, I'm coming right back up. I will turn around and head down.
He'll nod his head. Alright. So for Beryl, when you reach that landing right here, you will see a music box there pop out his eyes, mouth, and all that. Reach into his mouth and then pull out Gus Gus, who is tied up with a little bit of rope. He will put Gus Gus, the box will put Gus Gus down, and then starts to make its way back up.
I don't like this. Don't like it at all.
So core. When you get to the very top, up. You will see that you are in what looks like to be a glass dome that stretches all the way from top to the side of the ship. It is a locked quarter up here, and there are some. It's like a misty fog that goes about up to your ankles, covering over here, and you'll hear from behind you. We can talk up here, Core.
Why did you do all this?
I can answer that question when you get up here.
Isn't she already up there?
So you are right here.
You're on the doorway of the stairs. He
Yeah.
wants you up on the upper.
He wants you up here.
side of
She'll walk up there.
All right. God damn it. So I'll go ahead and put him, right there, and have Core towering over everyone she meets. So we'll say about let's say 30 minutes have gone by since here. Typhon, say, but before I answer any questions, do you mind holding on to the rail?
Why?
Well, I can't let you guys rest at all. I gotta keep you at your current position. So do you mind holding on to the rail?
Wait, what?
Unless you want to go overboard. So,
She'll hold on to the
all
rail.
right. What is your strength, Nathalie?
15.
15.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. So, everyone who is on the ship, go ahead and roll me a acrobatics or athletics check.
Natural one.
17.
Mine's the 22.
Okay.
Mine's a 17.
All right. And sorry.
In your sleep.
Core, go ahead and roll me one as well, but give yourself advantage.
Okie dokie.
Since you were warned of this prior.
Oh god, thank you. The first one was a 4. The second one was an 18 plus 2.
Yeah. Alright, so as he says that, he will wave his hand to the right and then wave his hand to the left. And you can feel and see the ship just swing to the left, which will cause everyone who is sitting or standing to fall down. But those of you who passed, so all the 17s and upwards, you would kind of just like land on your feet, going with the motion. Talbot will unfortunately just slide into the door as she's like sitting. She'll just go wee poop, and it will do the same thing backwards when it'll come back to center and then go to your right, enough to where it's supposed to move you guys and disrupt your rest. And after that, it'll swing back to the middle.
Tetsu's gonna immediately get up, kick open his door, look down the hall at Beryl, and go, "You better heal me right now." and
gonna,
make
like-
his way down.
She's gonna look at him real
Bro.
smug just for a minute. She's gonna reach into it. She's gonna reach into her pouch and she's gonna pull out the hematite, which she is a stone that she associates with Tetsu. And she looks at him and she goes, "Are you sure you want me to heal you? I mean, you do have a dog."
The dog's not gonna heal me. Beryl, heal me.
All right. Well, before I do that, let's just move on over to Iris's room because I think all of us could use a little healing, and I'll just do a prayer healing because it'll be one big thing.
All right, so
And I'll move us back down to Iris's room, and I will do that.
all right, so everyone,
Senguine, get in the room.
Senguine will get in the room as well, and Beryl goes and casts healing.
Prayer of healing, yeah, because
It
it's
takes 10 minutes.
yeah. Well, we got the time.
All right, so no one mark anything yet. I'll let you know when 10 minutes go by. We'll go ahead and go back to up top. When it comes back in levels, Typhon will look at Core and say that will happen every 30 minutes to make sure you guys don't get any type of rest.
But for what reason?
I cannot handle a mutiny with a group of highly qualified adventurers. Right now is the only way I'm able to talk to you without having a dagger in my back or a thunder god trying to smite me.
That makes sense. But still,
So
so
sorry, go for it.
she was just gonna say. So what did you want to talk about?
You need to put Iris back in that cage. You need to tie her up, do whatever you, or even knock her out, but she needs to go back into that cage.
Why?
I already explained why.
See, the question is though, how does she not know that she has a demon in her?
I cannot tell you that, unfortunately. It is a long shot, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
I'm not the one that you have to convince, though.
Your other party members are not going to believe me. If I at least have you on my side, it's a start.
I don't know what to believe, Typhon.
Well, it's not how I wanted this voyage to go. It was just going to be a simple transportation, do what we need to do, fix Iris, and then be back on our way.
I understand that, but the first problem you made was not trusting us.
It's not
Why couldn't you just be upfront with us from the get-go? Why only tell Talbot?
because Talbot knows what it's like to be from a location where you can't tell other people those secrets.
Okay, but still, the fact that you didn't trust us enough to even try to have us understand.
It's hard to understand when the realization sometimes is above you. If I would have spoke to you guys openly, that could have risked Iris knowing about my plan. It could have alerted whoever she infected, possibly. I didn't know who was on her side, so I needed to do it secretly. And it would have worked.
Infected.
If it wasn't for that meddling bird of yours.
Look, Typhon, you've already seen firsthand how these groups work. They don't go by However, the strum of their own beat.
Just look, again, just gonna have to trust me here.
She's not gonna go willingly.
Well, force her then.
And what happens? And then what happens after?
Talbot's gonna have to redo it, which will probably put
Why?
her out of commission for a couple of days.
Why does she have to be in the cage? Then? She can't just stay in the room.
Wait, sorry, what? Say that one more time?
So why does she have to stay in the cage? Why can't she just stay in the room?
He
What's so important about this cage?
Oh, sorry. It's just mind-boggling that this is going on. Because that cage was designed to hold her. I'm assuming your room isn't able to hold her.
She's doing fine now.
Yeah, because the demon's relaxing.
You just have to also give me a little something as well. Like,
I died for you.
how can I?
How about that? I died for you guys.
Look, that wasn't my fault, first of all. Second, if I was there, you wouldn't have died.
But you weren't.
So,
You took priority over Leander. And then I had to sacrifice myself to make sure you guys go free.
oh, you like throwing that in my face, right?
If it's the only way for you to listen to me,
I am listening. Why do you think I'm up here?
because you don't have a choice. Look, I don't want to be the bad guy here. And I will agree, trust is broken, but there's a lot of things you guys don't know, and for the best. The less you know about certain things, the better. This was one thing you guys didn't deserve to know. Because this affects, and this is a secret of our people. I know Talbot would understand because she doesn't go around telling secrets where she's from.
And you don't think I would keep a secret?
If it's about your culture, about something about home, I don't expect you to tell me. Nor am I going to ask. Because I have faith in you that you're going to lead down the right path and that you wouldn't do anything to harm. So I'm asking you to convince them to put her back in the cage. If not, the ship will rock every 30 minutes and I'll wait for you guys to come up here. And if you decide to side with Iris, then I will die one more time. But this time, please keep me dead.
How am I supposed to convince them?
You convinced Eugene to fall in love with you. I'm pretty sure they love you too.
Can you love someone you don't know?
Over time. And trust. I can't tell you everything about him. It's not my place. But just know he's doing all this for the better good.
I want to help you. I do. And I want to do what's the next thing that is right. I just don't know what that is. And I love Iris, and I don't want to see her harmed. What happens after we get there? What if, for instance, we do get her back in the cage? What happens then?
I will be able to transport her in the cage to a location that I will give you guys, and you can make your way over there. And then we can start to heal her. But if the option is not to put her in a cage, then the only other option is to send me away.
And if she, you probably already answered this, but if she's not put back in the cage and she's left in the room, what then? What happens to her?
If she doesn't kill you guys, negotiation. You have to talk your way to dock in port. I can leave my men with instructions to give you dockage to port. But you will have no one to guide you. I mean, you can believe whatever Iris tells you, but whether you want to take that as her telling you or a demon telling you, it's up to you. I just will not be here as a person I love turns to something disgusting. But if I ever see you all again, I would do my absolute best to slay her first. And then the rest.
So essentially you're saying that you would kill us.
Not for a while. But hopefully our paths won't ever cross again then.
Just because we won't do this.
Only if I ever see you all again. I'll give you the exact location where I will be. Well, the area I'll be at. Just don't show up there.
Look, Titan. This is where it gets a little tricky. Because you threatening me does not make me want to be on your side. As much as I want to take that leap of faith with you.
Well, it seems like the only way your group reacts is to a threat. And it's only a threat if it's followed through. I'm just giving you all of your options.
Not really giving me too many options here.
What option do you want? You tell me what is the best course of action so everyone can get along. And we can have a fun sailing ship and I don't get backstabbed or killed in my sleep by a damn bird. Or smited by Senguine. Or even killed by Iris herself. What outcome is going to be best for all that I don't die from the hands of you guys?
Thank you.
While Core thinks, we'll move into the room. I will say at this point, 10 minutes has passed. Give
All right.
Core a
17.
little time. No, actually. No one heals. If you remember, magic is absorbed into this room. So when you cast magic, it goes directly into the symbol.
Well, I thought this. No, hold on a minute. The reason we couldn't do anything to the cage was because we cast divine magic, and you said divine magic didn't do anything. Was it gonna suck up divine magic?
Correct on the cage. This is
Well, he copied the same symbols from the cage.
correct.
And it still absorbs the divine magic, even though the cage wouldn't take it?
Correct.
Well, that's my last second level spell for nothing, guys.
Peter, did you get my message?
Oh, sorry. I was focused on Yesley's amazing roleplay through
No,
that.
you're good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay, cool. So my direwolf, Lord Snowy, comes out, and I'm just gonna cuddle with him.
That's a large creature, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So this dire wolf pretty much kind of shoves everyone to like the door and just takes up that like end room. Well, not really. It just takes up a lot of the room. I'm not gonna put it in there, but it does take a bit of the room. So everyone is kind of like close to it. But she's able to pull out magic.
Tetsu walks out of the room, pulls out his last greater healing potion, and takes that.
All right.
Oh, wait. There's +4 to that.
You want another one?
Oh, do you have another one?
I have another one.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, so Iris is gonna see that have you told me that you need? Well, you look like it.
I was about to say,
We're
I
doing a healing, so.
Get through her bag of holding and be like, "Do you want one of my potions?"
he's gonna look at her and go, "Oh yeah, I'll take that."
So she'll throw him a greater
Okay.
as well.
Oh.
So.
Dungeon Master.
Yes.
When I see the divine magic being absorbed and no effect has gone off, arcane wise, am I able to tell exactly what this rift is or what it does? Through using some arcana or anything just to give me information as to why it didn't work.
Let's do an intelligence check for this.
Just not an arcana, just a general intelligence.
Yes, because you can, because it, yes, because, actually, you know what, give me both. Give me do you have religion as well?
On double checking right now. I do.
Give me all three.
Okay. The first one is the general intelligence check, which is a 16.
Okay.
The next one is the arcana, which is a 19.
Okay.
And the last one, which is religion, is an 11.
Okay. Relatively not bad for all three of these rolls. So I'm going to combine your intelligence and arcane to give you an answer. Then I'm going to combine your intelligence and religion, kind of like work in between those numbers that you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
So from our intelligence and arcane perspective, what could have gone wrong is that A, the symbol somehow is messed up, or it's not drawn correctly. You're taking this off of, symbols that, like, from rune magic that, they need to be done precisely accurate, because even a slight deviant from it, it's going to cause a different effect than intended. It could be that the person who did the thing, instead of arcane, it was divine that they did. So they mixed up the two. So, and then from another intelligence and arcane combine, it could be a subclass of magic that you haven't had much information in. That is something you probably might have heard of, or there is an ingredient that is missing from this. So the spell is yet to be complete. So what it's doing from an arcane and an intelligence standpoint is it's filling in the pieces while taking what it can get. Hopefully those answers were all different from each other.
Yeah.
As for your intelligence in religion, since your religion was an 11 and Talbot has not been the best at religion, your best get, but since your intelligence was 16 and your intel is your specialty, you can speculate that it is due to the person who drew it and the blood that was used. You probably also slightly, you're gonna guess at this next one. It could be that a ingredient is missing. Maybe Typhon used holy water or whatever to keep the magic binding. This is kind of like a basic thing of, we'll repeat from Arcane. An ingredient is missing. So it's just acting wildly on its own. It's just feeding right now. But you're more positive in the arcane standpoint, very less in the religion part.
Talbot has pondered this for a minute, and will go over to the symbol, study it.
At the current moment, you can study half the symbol. Because Iris's direwolf is, taking up a good chunk of space.
Iris, I need to examine this.
He's so fluffy.
So, can you take your direwolf somewhere else?
I'm not allowed out of the room, so...
Yeah, so the dog can go out into the hallway. Just give me 10 minutes.
Tetsu opens the door to speak with Senguine, sees the dog, and goes, Can I borrow that?
I mean, Talbot just wants more space, so sure.
Great, come here, puppers.
So I'll command my direwolf to now listen to Tetsu.
So my question would be, to what extent? Fully listen to Tetsu?
Until he comes back to me, yes.
Okay, so the moment it returns to your line of sight, it will obey you, but otherwise it will fully obey Tetsu.
Correct.
What is your direwolf's intelligence?
Intelligence is a 3.
Alright, it will shake his head like it understood.
And then at that point, he's then after the wolf exits the room, Tetsu's gonna walk in, just kind of like one hand just hit Senguine right in the middle of the chest plate and go, "Come on, Senguine, I think your armor needs a new set of horns." And walks out of the room.
Oh, really? Where are you gonna find some? Oh, I'm Senguine.
Oh, I've got a tiefling that I'm gonna rip him off of.
Senguine. Let me give me a second, because I did ask Eli what he would do in certain situations.
Considering he really doesn't like Typhon at this
Yeah.
point.
Alright, so in this case, since you're probably most likely going to get into combat because of what you're going to do, let me ask him.
Yep.
Kyle's going to bring you to kill Typhon. Is that okay? There you go. I'll see if he responds to that. I'll give him a little bit. So we'll stop on that part with you two. Talbot is going to study. Iris is going to relax still, and then Beryl, before we move back to core. You going to do anything?
You want to know?
Not just if you're going to do anything.
Well, seeing as how my spell didn't work, I'm gonna get a little huffy. Is there? I don't know where the kitchen is on the ship anymore.
Second floor.
Is it on our level? It's on the second floor.
Second floor.
All right. I'm gonna pull my little tea kettle out, keep it in my hand. I'll put Gus on my shoulder because I'm gonna make sure he stays with me until Core gets back. And I'm gonna head up the stairs to see if I can get to the kitchen on the second floor. If I see anybody, I'm just gonna hold the teapot up and go like, "Tea, can I have tea?"
All right, so I'm gonna put y'all three will be going at the same time.
Oh, well, no, I don't want to go up with them because they're gonna think I'm biased.
I'll put you back a little bit. So what? Yeah.
Just stating intent.
Okay.
I study the symbol,
Okay.
and if I can get to the room with the cage,
Okay.
I want to look to see what's different. What was used, what was not, what is missing. Is there something written missing? I'm just stating intent.
Okay. Give me 2 investigation checks. One for the room and then one for the cage.
So that. Wow, they were really similar.
Ooh.
I rolled natural 12 and 11.
Okay.
For a total of 19 and 18.
Which
Investigation.
the cage? Which one did the cage get?
The cage had the 18. The 19 was Iris's round.
Okay.
Because that was the first one that I rolled.
Got it. Okay. Cool. I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we'll go back to Core. As Core is thinking, Typhon is just going to lean up against a railing. He is, at this point, you can kind of see that he, as you were thinking everything, he kind of like removed his cloak. And he has his full armor set on. But you do not see his greatsword. He will look at Core and like, have you come to a decision or a solution?
If I do this, if I'm able to get her back in the cage and have everyone on board, I have conditions.
And what might those be?
I just wrote it down.
Yeah, I'm happy you wrote it down.
One. Any questions I have, you must completely be upfront with me at all times, as much as possible. I don't want any bullshit from you. I'm tired of being lied to, and I'm over it. If you want me to do this, you need to trust me. Two, I'm assuming that our I-ring interference is your doing. Am I correct?
Actually, no. I mean, if you try it now, it would be my doing, but prior to that, no, that wasn't me.
our eye rings haven't been working, and without our communication, it causes chaos. We need that fixed. And if you can assist us with that, I think there'll be a little trust restored. Not entirely, but if you could help fix that, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Last one. Last one that I have is that if anything, and I mean anything, happens to Iris and she dies, you will die willingly alongside her.
He smiles and laughs at the last one. So, just 3?
For now.
Oh, there's more.
Those are the main ones.
Okay. Well, then if we're making conditions, if I abide by telling you as much as I can, and I mean as much as I can, I will not disclose secrets to you. I will give you what you need to know, and as much as I can let you know about what's going on, which I've been...
No bullshit.
I haven't bullshit you this since.
I'm just saying, no bullshit.
2, I can turn off whatever's interfering with your eye rings on my end. That making to where you guys can't talk. If there's something else that's doing it, that is not on me. So you're going to have to figure that out on your own.
Then I would like your assistance in that.
See, that's where it's going to be one of my conditions. You and your party will stay on the 3rd floor for the rest of the trip. And guard Iris. No one will come up to the 2nd or deck. My crew will handle the rest from here. And when we get there, we can all go to the inn and talk more. Because I frankly don't trust your bird to not come up to me and stab.
You really think that any of us will leave Iris unattended in the cave?
Knowing that I can possibly teleport freely throughout this ship? And your bird probably wants me dead?
Very well.
Which would mean I will lock and barricade the 2nd floor door leading to you guys. We'll give you food and water and everything. But for the remainder 3 days, or this day plus 3 others, you all stay down there and you can guard Iris. You can hear her scream, kick, pout, whatever it takes.
Alright.
And then when we get to port, we can all discuss what's going to happen from that point on the deck.
Okay.
Alright.
The last one, though. Are you willing to die for her?
Technically, I already did.
Are you willing to die again for her?
Does that even need an answer?
Making sure that you understand where I'm coming from as well.
Well, hopefully you... Yes, I understand where you're coming from.
Do we have an agreement then?
I think we do. But before we shake on it and fully establish the agreement, I'll let you go. I mean, I'm not gonna let you go, but I mean, you can go. You can talk to your party about it, and if they are agreement, you can come back up.
Very well. They might have more terms and conditions, but I will let you know.
Okay.
She starts walking off.
And as you're walking down like through the mist, you just see like the head of the penguin just pop up from like the little mist and just wave at you.
Also, don't fuck with Gus.
Quack quack! It's like he's cheering you on with that. Like, yeah, don't fuck with him. Gus is my best friend, as he says in English. All right. So this would be the point to where Tetsu and Senguine will say that you guys meet Core halfway on the second floor. Beryl will just be a action or turn behind. Close enough to where you can hear if anything happens. I don't want to get up and move the guy, so he's just going to stay there as furniture. So as Senguine and Tetsu makes their way up, to let you know, Kyle, I asked Eli, Kyle is going to bring you to kill Typhon. Is that okay? His response is, wait, kill him? Is this justified at this point?
Considering that he's not letting us sleep or long rest. And then you can also add in the other stuff that we're about to be told in like the next 10 seconds by Core.
I'll say, but Core went to go talk to him. All right. So I'm going to ask you, because you've done this a lot, Kyle. When you got up to the second floor, do you stealth your way, or are you just going to walk proudly with Senguine?
Oh no, he's just walking.
Right.
That's there is the stench of death is just glooming off of him.
10 for so then you will not collide, but you will meet Core in the middle. So at this point, I'll go ahead and put you guys, we'll say right here. I'll go ahead and move the furniture.
As they are walking there, though, he's going to be just looking over everything because he doesn't trust anything on this ship.
All right. Your perception is high enough. So it'd be the same thing what Core or Beryl got. You know that there are things hiding in here. They're just moving around. So, so yeah, you guys can go ahead. You guys meet in the middle.
I'm assuming Core's gonna speak first, so I'll wait.
As she sees him with two dogs,
Yeah.
one on either side.
One giant ass wolf and a mastiff walking on the side of it.
I'll put them on the board if it actually gets to that point.
Both growling pretty aggressively.
Question: how does the large dire wolf fit a 5-foot staircase?
Haven't you seen dogs fit through small holes? They do it, man. They'll do it.
Okay, so Senguine said that he is going to defer to Core on a matter like this. And I just said, okay. So that's Senguine's input. He's just going to defer to Core. But you guys go ahead and roleplay this.
Guys, where you going?
I'm gonna get Senguine a new set of horns for his armor. I think it would look really good.
No, let's not do that.
At this point, you also notice that like his wounds are almost like 100% healed up. So it's clear that he is not happy and that he has healed himself for this.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was looking at if I had certain stuff. I don't. I didn't prepare it. Oh, um, there's much to discuss. Um, let's not do anything rash and head back to the room.
You mean like rocking a boat?
If you show hostility and he doesn't know what else to do other than to try to weaken you in order to survive for himself, I think it's
I
justified.
show hostility when I get eaten by a mimic by his order.
He didn't die. And that's all that matters. And we're all here, and we're all safe, and we're all gonna get through this. Let's go to Iris. We have things to discuss.
He's gonna look at the dogs and go, guard the staircase. Anyone even thinks about walking down there, attack.
Okay. So Beryl, you probably heard the conversation. Are you still gonna try to go look for tea, or are you gonna come back down? And
No, I don't want to be left out of the conversation, so I'm going to keep going back down. Just gonna...
okay. We'll go ahead at this point, switch over to Talbot, but I'll have you guys be here. Talbot will be over here in the room. I'm going to let you know about the circle. I'm just going to move you over here. Put you here. And I'm just going to put Iris in the room.
Yeah, and I didn't really tell Iris much. I would have been like, I'll be right back, and then just briskly and with intent leaves the room and closes the door.
That's fine. So... with your 18 in your 19 in the room, what is, sorry, you got 19 investigation. Roll me a religion check too on this. Sorry, I forgot to have you do that as well.
13.
Okay, so you're not from just doing it from a point of symbols and whatnot, because I'm going to base this off your intelligence. It looks like a solid symbol. It looks like things are in place. Like, you wouldn't notice the difference if anything worse because your lack of knowledge in religion. But it does look like, Senguine did use a lot of blood to do it the best way he can copy it as he can. So in the room, you haven't found anything out of the ordinary. But you may be like, a little slightly disappointed in yourself because of your lack of knowledge in religion. For the room, for the cage, one, as you get into the cage, sorry, not into the cage, because into the room with the cage. Over there. What is the first thing you do once you step into this room?
I just immediately approach the symbols.
Okay.
That would be the clear intent.
10 for you. Do you step into the cage, or do you...
Yeah, because it's in it, right? I would have gotten up close and personal.
Okay, cool. As you go into up close and personal, as you trying to compare the two, give me a d6. Give me a d6.
3.
All right. I will either A, answer 3 questions that you have about it, or B, give you 3 clues. Now, these would be relatively related to the look of it, because that's unfortunately all you're going off of because of your lack of religion.
What ingredient was used in the cage that was not used in Iris's room.
Okay, so for Talbot, unfortunately, you wouldn't know that because you weren't there when he did it. The cage was already pre-set up with Iris in it before you showed up.
No, yeah, I'm just going based off the missing ingredients, that there is something possibly in the cage that was not used in the room.
Okay.
I'm trying to do a process of elimination.
No, that's good. Okay. You can see that the color is different. The one in the cage is more of a solid red, like a darker red. While the blood of Senguine, the one that was used in another room, is more of a lighter color. I guess blood is purple when it hits oxygen, so you know. I don't know dragon blood, so we're gonna go off color. Color's gonna be the answer. We're getting nitty gritty in these details of our races, guys. What blood color does everyone have?
So that was question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 2. Was the symbol copied perfectly replicated from here into the room?
I do believe I had Senguine roll for that, and he got high enough on that. So yes. The only, I guess, difference for you on this one is this is a lot smaller, while his is a lot bigger, due to its cage size compared to a room size.
The symbol is smaller in the cage, but and the third one, consulting the notes.
Would you like to phone a friend?
I was actually thinking about that.
Okay.
I would like a clue.
Okay, so phone a friend. Do you want to phone me, or do you want to phone one of your teammates? This would be a player-to-player help.
Oh man.
Oh, jeez, don't ask me.
I'm gonna go with. Okay, I'll go with Kyle. I'll go with Kyle.
All right, so Kyle, you're able to help Travis as a player. Maybe you saw or you thought of something that he is missing out on. Now, whatever Kyle says, it's not going to be the final answer. Obviously, Travis, you have the final say on it. So if he says something bonkers, you're like, nope, not going to do that, and I will wait for your final answer.
Okay.
So you two can talk as much as you want.
You check this, the writing, and that's the same. The color's slightly different. It could be a material thing because the material's different. One's metal, one's not. Man. I'm trying to think because the only things that are different is the metal, the color.
Yeah, because part of it could be the fact that it is metal and it is conductive to the magic and could probably hold it more, and maybe it's more complete because it is constricted.
The only other thing that I could really think of is maybe there's something on the walls inside of the room. Something that is also helping keep stuff in. Because that's the only two things that are different. Is it's a different room,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't, as far as I know, we haven't checked the room out. And then there's the metal. It's made of metal. We carved it into wood.
So it may not be exactly perfect. We know that the blood is different.
Yeah.
The thing I'm trying to think about is the chalk too, because writing it out could have also been a different material, which maybe if it is significant to their homeland, it may have a stronger binding.
True. Trying to think of this in other ways as well. Because we also don't know who made the cage. The cage could have been made by somebody in particular that is like,
It could have been by Eugene's design. If this is Eugene's ship and he's had a lot of magical influences, I bet there are arcane runes on the cage.
yeah. Or when the cage was being made, like forged and whatnot, it was forged with a different type of material other than just metal, so it had other things put into it to help contain a demon.
Okay. That's gonna be the next place that Talbot will go.
Investigating the room.
Yeah.
I roll me a different investigation check, since your first one was purely on.
Natural 20.
What's the total though?
27.
I fucking hate you. Okay, so we're gonna get to Talbot in a little bit.
I'll take a photo. I'll absolutely.
No.
And then I'll send
I believe you. Okay, so the group. Whenever you get back down in front of Iris's room, I'm assuming the door was left open. You do see Talbot down the hall in the room doing Talbot stuff. Iris is just chillaxing in her room. What y'all do? Y'all right now. Everyone is outside, in the hallway. You guys go ahead and discuss.
First thing I want to do is I'll stick my head into the room and I'll go, Iris, you doing okay in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Have you had anything to eat? You haven't had anything to eat recently, have you?
Not really.
No. All right. I'm going to work on some tea and some food for us. Just making sure you're okay. We're going to be back in just a minute. And then I'm going to take my head outside of the room. I'm going to look down the hall to Talbot in the other room. I'm going to go, Talbot!
Yes.
You're being real companionable for Iris all the way over there in that other room.
Thank you.
I'm going to need you to look up the definition of being someone's companion.
I'm
when
a little busy.
When you're ready to study something new, okay?
I'll be there soon.
All right. I'm gonna look over at Core and Tetsu, and I'm just gonna go. Maybe we don't leave Talbot to watch Iris. You know.
No, I love Talbot. Leave her alone. She's a precious gem. But yeah, she'd be a bad drinking partner.
All right. Other than that, I guess I'm gonna go into the room. These rooms that are set up for us, would they have the little station for like washing your face and stuff and pouring pitchers of water?
Yeah, they all have like every room is.
And did it survive the tilt?
Yes, nothing, no furniture or loose items in you guys' room moved when the tilt happened.
All right. Is there any fantasy version of a hot plate?
You know what? Since if you go to your room, yeah, there'll be one.
All right, I'm gonna go to my room, get the fantasy version of a hot plate, and any kind of little small snacks or whatever I can put together. And I'm gonna put together some kind of little snack for me and Iris and anybody else that wants to participate. Gonna make some tea.
All right, this is gonna be in the hallway, correct?
I don't plan on performing any magic, so no, I'm gonna go ahead and go into the room with Iris.
Okay.
Because Beryl does not believe Iris is gonna hurt her.
All right.
And I'm just gonna look at Core expectantly. I'm gonna go, so, what did the big bad have to say?
He wants us to put Iris back.
Well, my daddy used to say you could want in one hand and shit in the other and see which one came first.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I love it.
It's generally a saying that my dad would say when basically what I wanted wasn't going to happen. So unless he gave us a better reason to do it than he wants it.
We don't have many options. And why do you have to do that? Hold on.
Onyx is also in favor of not putting Iris in a cage. As a dog who wouldn't enjoy being in a cage himself.
Alright, so you guys have an Onyx vote for no cage.
Sorry, he gets jealous sometimes.
Well, he can play if he wants. I'm not stopping him.
I mean, yeah, we'll just make him Kyle's mastiff. He
He didn't
agrees.
like that idea. He didn't like it. He said, "Let me just be my labby self."
So I'm hearing that Onyx wants to play my mastiff.
He wants to
Apparently,
be
he wants
in
your
lab.
mastiff to be a lab, and then he'll do it.
D-
Sorry, all character broke.
Because of someone.
Can you turn down the AC?
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grandma.
I'm still playing?
Okay. Where were we? Sorry.
Well, sorry. You said he wanted us to put Iris in a cage, but did he happen to explain why?
Okay.
He said that there are things very much like how in different cultures shouldn't be divulged. But I think we kind of came to an understanding. If we are to get along and get through this voyage and get Iris the help she needs, we have to put her back.
Question, are we in my room?
So to clarify for everyone, the only two that are in Iris's room is Iris herself and Beryl. Everyone else is talking in the hallway, while Talbot is doing her own thing.
Me and you are having a tea party. Everybody else is standing outside.
Cool. Can I hear people through the door?
Oh, the
or is
door's
that, like,
open.
not a thing? Oh, cool. So I can hear
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, this is an open conversation.
Oh, okay, cool. Iris is just gonna be like, y'all do realize that this is also my home turf and I can get a safe passage, right?
Yeah, but we have not only the demon slayers on one side, but also Senguine's group, and we don't know if they're further up or what's going on.
But what is he going to do about it? He wasn't any assistance in the last time we ran into both of them.
Well, I can go back up and ask him questions. Whatever you guys want to ask, I can relay them and be the mediator between us and him. But he didn't really give me a lot of options on whether, and as much as I really don't want to put her back in, if it's the only way to mediate the tension between us, then we have to come to we have to come to a
tension,
we have to come.
Hostage situation.
Look, I gave him some conditions in order for me to be slightly okay with it. And I think that I told him that I don't want any more bullshit. Any information that he has that he needs to be completely forthright with us, no matter what. Second thing, if anything at all happens to Iris, if she dies, if something happens to her, he is also going to die. And if that has to happen by my hands, I will do it. Iris, I won't let anything happen to you.
It won't happen by your hands.
My thing is how do we know if I get put back in this cage that he won't alter the spell in some way to actually physically or mentally torture me without it being perceived by any of you? How do we know that? He lied about the engagement ring / wedding ring because he never had one. That's my one thing where I'm like, I don't know if I can trust you anymore, bro.
She's like, bro.
And I understand where that's coming from as well. I think if she'll look around, she'll go, "Here's Talbot,
studying things."
He's with the cage, I think.
She.
Sorry, she.
This guy, I have the same problem anytime I play as someone plays like gender swap, because I look for the person, not the character, and I go, oh crap, I'm sorry.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. I'm like, son of a bitch.
I literally have the pronouns.
It's
right
Yeah,
underneath my image.
Yeah, but if you don't touch on the screen, it's not there. Like you have to tap the
and
screen.
to be fair, you expect us to read?
Well, I expect most of us to read.
Okay,
here.
thank you. I do not want to be included in you guys' reading club. Sorry, continue.
My condition is I am not put back in that cage.
I think that's fair, Core. I mean, we are talking about Iris's current situation. She should have word in it.
And that's why
I have me in my room. The door is open right now. I'm not leaving. You have the same sigil, the same magic on the floor here. I've already demonstrated that I can't do magic in here. You literally
also,
have the
it's
same
added benefit that I can't do magic in here.
Correct. It's not like anyone who's in here with me can break me out. I am literally as safe as I was, or as contained as I was, in the cage. as I am here. The only difference is here, I actually have a fucking bed and I can walk around a little bit. But I have no intention of leaving this room if it means everyone feels safe.
Is his
Like-
conditions going to allow the rest of us free access to the ship?
His
'Cause
condition
at the
that we
moment I'm-
stay on the second level, on the lower levels.
Yeah,
All right,
so we
that's
are
not
being...
okay. So we don't have access to any food or water.
He said that he would supply it.
Yeah. Just like he supplied us with all the information beforehand. Yeah.
Look, I don't like it as much as everyone else.
Well, look,
But
we're
if-
taking bargains back and forth, yeah?
We can try to negotiate.
The only advantage to Iris being in the cage versus in this room is that when it comes to docking, we'll be able to transport her, yeah?
I will go
Maybe.
freely.
What I'm proposing is that to buy us some more time, we negotiate to keep Iris in her room for the duration of the 4 days we're left on the ship. We can still get Talbot to continue working on the cage. She can have the cage prepped and ready to go for the landing. At which point we will have 4 days to think of some way to come to a better solution. And if not, then Typhon has his cage to put Iris in for the transportation from this room to wherever he thinks she needs to go. It'll buy us a little bit of time.
Well, the thing is that I also asked. Well, she's in the room, and he said it's not going to be enough.
It's not enough to have how many adventurers down here playing 24-hour bodyguard while we're not allowed to leave the floor?
But and again, I understand where you're coming from. I do. And I've tried to look at it every angle, and he's just not budging on it. And I don't want any bloodshed for no reason. I know we have our differences and so, but what if he's right? What if something bad happens to Iris? I'm not saying that something will, but what if this isn't enough? And I don't want to see anything happen to you. I don't want to see anything happen to any of us. And if this is the only way to ensure it, and once we get to land, you're set free from the cage and you don't have to be in it, then it's an option.
Who's saying I'm going to be able to get out of when we land? Did Typhon say that? Because if he's locking me in a cage right now, I guarantee he's not going to let me out once we hit land.
He said once we get to land, we will discuss what happens next.
Correct. Which means he's probably not going to let me out. Which means you'll be down a caster, a potential healer, and someone who is also adept in hand-to-hand combat. So, I'm guessing, where do you want to put yourself in this? I can get us safely through the area. It is my home. I know people. He is completely unyielding in anything, which is not what he's usually like. He usually compromises. So I
see the points, but the other point is also that we all don't trust each other, and
which is why I'm like, literally the door is open. I could leave right now if I wanted to, but I'm staying put in this room. I'm agreeing to 24/7 someone guarding me. If anything happens, if whatever this demon he thinks that's inside me is going on, you would think there's a possibility I would know, and I can potentially fight back as, psychic spells. Kind of my specialty. So
What is all this business about there being some culturally distinct thing? Like, he keeps saying this is something that we can't know about because it's something special to your homeland. I mean, do you even know about it?
DM. I guess.
No.
Do I know if he's talking utter bullshit about it?
So this question is a little difficult to answer. The best I can answer it without A, spoiling anything or B, giving away too much information is the question would be, does Iris know what Typhon said about tieflings, or some or all of them, being born with a demon inside? That would be for you, Iris, a rumor. Something that just goes around to either A, install fear into some tieflings who behave like the boogeyman's real. The demon inside of you will come and grab you. So it would be more of a rumor to Iris. Because Iris have never seen a case fully happening.
Okay. But I know this is like a rumor, and I know this is what he's proposed about me.
Correct. If at this point,
Iris...
to kind of get more of Iris flushing out, do you have any knowledges? What are your knowledges? Because since
You mean like, do I have any proficiencies?
Knowledge history, knowledge religion, any of, like, history would be the big one.
Let me pull it up real quick.
If not history, I would take religion.
History I have proficiency in.
Alright.
And yeah, history I have proficiency in.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a history check.
That's a good point. Would it be with advantage?
Not for a rumor, no. This roll will really depending on whether I give you more information, whether it be more rumor or self-experience, or something that you witnessed but you were just short on time type.
I rolled the 15.
Okay, so it would be another rumor. Since your background and you observing in the Dragon Slayers, there has been rumors of this, and there's also been rumors of selective people being pulled, disappeared for a while, and then reunited.
But specifically, so like the demon is, do I know based on the rumor if that's more like the person who disappeared and then came back was more susceptible to the demon, or is it the other way around?
What's your intelligence?
15.
I will let you put the pieces together or to make that conclusion, mainly because what I'm giving you is rumors. So Iris can put like the pieces together. Like if she believes it to be true, then with her intelligence she'll go, okay, well, this is true. But if she believes it's false because there's not enough evidence for it, then she'll believe it's false, or in the middle. Just because.
Simple.
Yeah, that's. Long explanation, but it's needed.
Yeah, no. It's good information to have. So she's basically gonna say, okay, so Typhon thinks there's this demon half in me or whatever, based on a child humor that parents would tell us when we grew up, being like, if you misbehave or you do XYZ, the demon in you is going to come out. Because we're tieflings and apparently we have an infernal demon heritage. To me, this is all rumor. I can't prove that it's correct. I can't prove that it's wrong. However, if I potentially have a demon in me, so does he. Another rumor that was told to us as children. The demon, and again, this could be, again, have factual basis to it. It may not. But at the same time, this is something we need to take into account as a possibility. There have been instances where people have parted ways, and the person who's left and disappeared for a while has somehow succumbed to this demon half, but yet get reunited, and everything's hunky-dory for a while, and then things go to heck in a handbasket. And I just want you to remember, Typhon left for 7 years. Typhon died and then got his memories given back to him. He has disappeared twice. I have not left you. I have not left a party member. I've always been with a party member since Typhon and I joined. Typhon left me for 7 years. When we thought Typhon was dead, he was gone. And then all of a sudden he magically came back, didn't know who he was. And then had his memories restored. So while this all may be, children's stories that I heard, if he's putting fact into one of them, what's to say both aren't true?
Yeah. As everyone thinks about that for a second, I gotta take a piss really bad. So everyone think about what Iris just said. I'm gonna be right back. If everyone needs to use the restroom, we'll do that quickly. And then come right back and continue this. To let Talbot know, you do hear all of this, Talbot. So they are speaking loud enough so you can hear it. I'll be right back.
So there I was, barbecue sauce on my titties.
Oh, guys, I just had brain explosion. I don't know why I'm echoing.
Yeah, you're echoing.
No, it's because of me. Sorry.
Brain explosion, just because of what Sarah said. What if Iris isn't the one with the demon? What if it's our other tiefling? I mean, I've never doubted that Typhon was bad. I just never assumed that he would have the demon. Because, I mean, you're right, though, but he is the one that left and came back. I know, Sarah's sitting there going, I knew this the entire time. But, like, I always knew he was bad. I just assumed he was bad because he was working with Eugene, and I think Eugene's bad.
Man, I wish I could say what I want to say, but I can't.
Say it.
I can't. I gotta hold on to it.
Travis has the N. He's got the nose.
I don't think I have it. I think all I have are just more questions that lead into ponderment. And it was based on the information that y'all gave.
Yeslie, don't forget to tell us we can use our eye rings. Maybe.
Or attempt to use our eye ring.
You can use your eye ring.
Sorry, I had to fight for a line. There was a line to use my bathroom, so I had to fight all the other NPCs that come up in my head. They all had to pee at the same time.
Oh, I thought you were gonna fight with Becca.
No, she always wins.
At this point, you just got to be scared at Peter's house that the toilet's going to turn into a mimic, alright?
See, you're terrified of mimics. Me, I'm just like, there's a box.
No.
It has teeth. That's kind of weird.
The moment
Beryl has been or witnessed people being swallowed enough times to have a healthy fear of mimics.
See,
That's why Ted's kind of like, fuck you. I'm tired of getting eaten by these goddamn mimics.
on this motherfucking plane.
Yeah, what's up with all this mimicry?
Hey. Alright, sorry, we'll go ahead and continue. If we can.
Iris is also Iris is gonna be like, also another stipulation, we can fucking sleep. We can long rest. We can get a rest. Because he seems hell-bent on making sure that we don't get sleep. Which, guess what? If 4 days without sleep, we're all gonna be exhausted by day 2.
Oh, I won't make it to day 2. I'll kill him before that.
I don't think it's a matter of he's not gonna let us sleep. It's the fact that you're not in the cage, and some of our party members have already tried to kill him.
Well, we're here for
there's
negotiations,
a
so
reason
let's
to do it.
negotiate. We get a long sleep. She gets to stay in the room until we land. She's still going to go in the cage as far as he knows. Just not immediately.
See, like, okay, here's my thing. I hear a lot of our wants, but he's not getting anything in return.
He's getting us staying down on the 3rd floor. He's getting us watching Iris 24 hours. He's getting us not attempting to kill him. No, hear me out, Tetsu. If Iris gets to stay in her room and we get to have a good night's sleep, we can make it 4 days without attempting to kill him.
My condition will be, once we land, he doesn't come around the group again. Or I will kill him.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, because once we land, we're going to have to renegotiate Iris being in the cage. I don't think he's going to walk away once he gets Iris into her home. So he ain't even going to agree to that one up front.
Sit on the ground with his sword, sharpening it, humming a strange little tune.
One,
Can
two,
I
Tetsu
give him
coming
one of
for
my?
you.
I'm gonna
3, 4.
just.
Sorry.
I'm gonna pull out my carving utensils, and I'm just gonna hand him the ones that are like the chisel blades, and go, while you're at it, please.
Wait, what?
I pulled out my little like chiseling blades for when I do my rock carvings and stuff. I said I'm just gonna pull them out and hand them over to Tetsu. Be like, if you're gonna be sharpening things, if you don't mind, when you get done, please. You never know when you need an impromptu weapon, but honestly, I've been doing a lot of carving recently.
My whetstone is made for my sword.
So you have a one-purpose tool.
Katanas have a specific whetstone that they use that is only for
You
the
only
katana.
have one type of sword.
That and my ninjata, which are both the same. They're both extremely sharp swords that use a certain grade whetstone.
Well, a lot of health with assassin you are. Can't even sharpen the blade.
Oh!
I don't need you. I have my own swords. Thank you very much.
Man, Beryl's been
I'm just
dropping the
saying.
mic.
I'm just saying, if anything ever happened to your particular sword and you needed to use somebody else's sword for some godforsaken reason, you better hope it's already sharp.
I don't need that because I got firebolt. Firebolt and a bow. And daggers.
So if y'all want to know what a dwarf is like when they stop caring or stop giving a shit, Beryl's a perfect example of why you don't tick off a dwarf or get her irritated.
It's justified. It's justified.
I'm like, Thora was right like this too, so...
I know, but it's more like we understand from like a dwarven perspective because, you know, we've seen dwarves in fantasy and everything. We haven't seen kenkus in a lot of things, so we don't know how they naturally are. We only get it from, you know, D&D. So like, yeah.
Anyone gonna make a check to see what I'm humming and singing?
Sure.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
What are you humming and singing? I'm gonna ask.
Oh, he's just sitting there sharpening his sword, going, "Gonna do some sketchy shit, doo-da, doo-da, hope to get away with it all the doo-da day. Gonna kill them all, just like I did at home. Gonna kill them all day long, all the doo-da day."
Well, the whole entire time
we're
that we're doing
negotiating,
this, I just want you to remind you guys that I am making tea and everything.
Okay. What kind of tea are you
tarts.
making?
Well, I got a wide selection in my pouch. Was there something specifically that you really want to care for? I got some fritters over here. I think I pulled from one of the other rooms on their snack tables.
You said fritters?
I think so. I think that's what they smell like. Apple.
Okay. Oh, you know what would go really well with that? Some spiced apple tea.
All right, I'm gonna dig her out of my pouch. Dungeon Master, in my selection of teas, do you think I would have the selection for spiced apple?
Sure. While you guys do that, we're gonna move over to Talbot, because I do want at least to get a full-fledged decision with you guys before we call it tonight. But we do have to do Talbot because as you guys were, talking and doing a lovely thing, Talbot rolled a "I hate you, you fucking asshole" roll. So Talbot, I know you're looking for something, but what exactly are you looking for? I forgot.
I was doing the investigation check of the room.
Okay, is there anything in particular that you are looking for?
Something that does not belong.
All right. So I am going to use some things. Give me a second.
I'll get my Facebook up.
Yes. Okay. All right, I'm using those. So the glass thing in the middle that is directly behind you is a cage. As you're aware of, there are also about 6 statues in the room. 3 of them are on one side, 3 of them on the other. That's what the sharks are. The sharks are the statues. I'm putting only 2 out because these are the 2 that's going to matter.
Yeah.
As you know, 1 is gone due to that turning into Iris.
Okay.
That one had Iris in it. And then that one never reappeared or put itself back together. So that's gone. So there's only about 5 statues in here. We'll say that was the one closest to the door. So we have whatever. These 2 are right across from the cage. Doesn't matter which one you go to. You do see, as you looking around, doing a Talbot investigation, you do notice, either sensing it or seeing it, that right under one of the statues, that there's a loose plate. That it seems like you can put your hand on it, and the little board underneath it, it will flip over.
Loose.
And we'll say that is... It doesn't matter which one. So we'll say this one. You go to that one first.
Mm-hmm.
That one will have the loose plate. Knowing that and seeing that, do you go to all the other ones?
Yes.
Alright. So directly across from this one has it as well.
Okay. And none of the other ones have it, just these 2.
Correct. None of the other ones had it.
those plates.
So do you flip it over?
Yeah.
Alright, so you flip one over,
Her
right?
her curiosity has gotten the best of her.
Alright, you flip one over and you see a runic symbol.
Am I able to know what it is?
Arcane. Give me that arcane.
Okay. Okay, that's 15 plus 7, 22.
I hate you so much. It is an aid arcane rune. Simply kind of just to reinforce anything that is connected to give her an extra oomph.
Okay. Is it the same on the other one?
Correct. When you flip over the other one, you do hear a light unhatching, like a
What made that noise?
You look directly under you, and you can see that a plate under you is now slightly tilted downwards.
I would investigate that.
All right, do you go ahead and flip it over?
I do.
As you flip it over, it flips all the other ones, connecting from one to the cage, on the opposite side of the cage, and to the other statue. But there is no writing on them. Your eyes cannot see any writing on them.
No writing on them. Well, they're obviously magical. But why can I not see them? What is it? I'm gonna try and feel the plate to see if there are groovings in it, to mark like specific symbols.
You don't feel any, so you know it is not done with a simple knife or a simple carving thing.
Can Talbot decipher what it is?
Intelligence check.
11.
One of two things. I'll give you it. Either A, if it's not sketched in with a knife or anything, it must be possibly chalked in with a material that doesn't appear to the naked eye. Or B, it is magically done, that the magical tool or magic spell they used doesn't leave a mark. So one is done by magical means, one is done by a magical tool.
Am I able to understand if it was magical, what could do it? Or if it was a magical tool, what could it be?
Another intelligence check.
22.
Yeah, okay, so what comes to your mind as a magical tool is Inviso Chalk. So a magical chalk that allows you to just write things invisible.
That is invisible. Okay.
The second would be it is known to be used with a arcane glove, that which the power of a mage hand, you can pretty much turn your hand into like a magical blowtorch and then carve what you need in to like a symbol wise with runes, without it leaving a trace or a mark. which can only be seen by detect magic.
And with that, detect magic.
All right, when you detect magic, you see that from look at the bottom. Detect magic. You see the runes from the spot. Like it lights up, and you can see it connect to the cage, and past it connects to the stage. And then as you look back to the statue, and you will see Eugene. And in your head, he'll go, "Hello."
Wait, like the actual body of Eugene.
You turned away from the statue, and Eugene appears. And inside your head, you hear, "Hello."
Eugene?
That is what I was registered to be known as. Yes.
Research to be known.
Correct.
What can you tell me about these arcane ruins, and what is the purpose?
Oh, they are to aid a friend in helping them seal a loved one. These runes are known as aiding runes.
Can these be used to lock up a demon?
If that is the purpose of them, they can. Yes. They can do many things. It really depends on what the... indigestion. What the person who did the runes implied. Ooh, excuse me. I burped. Are you okay? You seem speechless.
I am speechless. I'm speechless to its purpose. I'm speechless as to how we can leave. Because it is not a small contraption. It is big.
Which is big? I'm confused about your answer.
The cage. and with these ruins, how would we leave?
Oh well,
If
these runes were never fully activated. You stopped midway.
What happens when they are fully activated?
They will flip over and light up, and both of these statues will go to the cage and hold it in place to make sure that whatever is inside doesn't escape.
So it's essentially carrying the thing that it is its purpose to aid.
Correct.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to write that down.
As everyone's doing this, Tetsu does a shadow clone, goes up, kills Typhon, comes back down with a new set of horns.
And how much time is needed to put into this for it to be activated?
I do believe the requirement would have been 4 days. At any current caster's capability on the ship. You could have probably done it in 2, depending on how dedicated you were.
Okay. Okay. I take it there's no real connection between you and the real Eugene, is there?
I am made in his image, and to aid of any question to a person I deem to be safe and friendly.
Do you consider Typhon to be safe and friendly?
I was programmed that way, yes.
Were you programmed the same way for Iris?
Iris is the one he loves, and this is for Iris.
Well, I think that has all the questions have been answered.
Well then, if that is it, I will go now.
Thank you.
You are welcome. And the place will flip back over, and then in a moment's blink of your eyes, it turns back into that statue.
Okay. And I will briskly walk to the door.
Alright, so as everyone is kind of like deciding what to do and everything, shopping your weapons, doing tea, Talbot will briskly... What up, gang?
Okay, so I have information. I was curious why the glyphs in the middle of the room had sucked the clerical healing that Beryl was providing. So I started to look at the glyphs. I started to see if what was different between the two, because it should have worked, but for some reason it sucked your magic and it sucked Iris's magic, conflicting in both arcane and divine realms. So I started to study, and as I was going through, I had noticed some loose plates underneath a couple of statues. And with that, I found arcane runes. The arcane runes, they are considered aiding runes, as Eugene calls it. They are aiding runes. And I found that there were two of them that are all connected magically to the cage. When you flip those two over, a third one appears, and it can only be seen by means of detect magic. It takes 4 days to do, and when it is fully powered, two of the statues can go to the cage and carry it and lift it. And this was designed specifically for Iris. And by looking at the ruins and talking with Eugene, it was very clear in the intent that there was meant for no malice or harm intended. And it was indeed meant to aid and to help the one that he loves. That's what I have.
So wait, you spoke to Eugene? Eugene was here?
Oh, I had when I had detected magic, there was this Eugene AI thing that kind of appeared when I detected the magic, and then I spoke to it, and it gave me all the information. And as soon as I ended my detect magic, it was gone.
How do you know that wasn't tampered with?
I have studied the arcane ruins, and being in the field of arcane enough to understand if things have been altered with or not, and I can definitively say that everything I said, it has not been tampered with.
Did you specifically investigate to see
Yes.
if anything was here?
I did. And I have a keen sense of mind and would understand immediately if something was off. And I understood everything in that room.
If Typhon did love me the way this Typhon says he does, he knows not to put me in a cage. He knows that if you ask me to just do something or follow these instructions and make sure everyone else is safe, I will do them.
It seems that the intent of this was not meant to harm anyone, but to protect.
Yes, but he's lied to me since he's come back.
Yes.
So I don't trust him. I don't think that's my Typhon.
Something curious popped into my head, briefly hearing you talk. What did Typhon do during the 7 years that he was away?
So I don't metagame. Peter, do I know why he left?
Nope.
Like, does Iris know why he left?
No. He just got up one day and left. No explanation.
But did I know what we were transporting? Was that something I ever became, that information, is that something I ever was privy to?
I do believe what we discussed is you eventually found out what it was. I mean, he didn't leave after that, but he left shortly after that.
But I could make a guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
As to a possibility.
Correct.
Okay. 10-4. Okay, so back in character. Talbot. I can't, once again, can't confirm this is 100% accurate. I can only go off of the information I knew at the time. So, shortly before he disappeared for 7 years, we were on a mission together with our old group. I didn't know it. It's possible he found out before I did. We were, and correct me if I'm wrong here, transporting a child. Essentially, was it into slavery? Or to their death?
It was to a organization. An organization. I think
an underworld organization.
And I think we put it as a religious organization. I think I put it as that. We'll just say an organization for now.
Okay. Transporting a child to an organization may or may not have sketchy. Yeah, sketchy things going on. As you know, religions come in many forms. So there's a possibility that he saw what we were transporting, the fact that we were newly engaged, and got uncomfortable and left. Because he did leave shortly after.
But do you know what he did during those 7 years? And correct me if I'm wrong. Did you noted earlier that the wedding band that he had on his finger when he presented it, you said is new. That did not
Correct.
occur during the engagement at all.
Correct. Mine was the only ring. I never gave him one.
If what Typhon says is true, that he got the binding, got that ring as a binding, it is possible that he may have undergone this healing process somewhere in that 7-year gap.
All I know is he went on missions by himself. No one was allowed contact with him until he contacted someone.
It is definitely possible. Um, it is definitely possible that he could have had missions and had done that. Either that, or it is possible that it was a setup in order for him to heal from the demon that was um, taking control over him, as you both are from the same area, and if this indeed is something that happens to the tieflings where you are from, it is definitely possible that saying that he was on missions was just the Dragon Slayers trying to cover up from the fact that Typhon was trying to heal from the possession of a demon. That is possible.
Yes. It is also possible that he never fully recovered and that him dying and coming back could have made him fully susceptible to that demon taking over again. I'm throwing out everything, every angle we could.
I can understand the angle in which you approach.
I just want to make sure that we're looking at this from all angles and we're not just looking at Senguine as a holier, or Senguine, a little. Senguine is holier than thou. Holier than thou.
Well, if he didn't care, I will say this: if you do have this demon in you, and he didn't care about you, he would have continued to have let you roam freely and let the demon overcome.
Who's saying he doesn't have a demon inside of him and wants to control a potential demon inside of me?
From what I've been hearing, Typhon, while I am not the best person at reading people, logically speaking, after looking at all of the arcane glyphs, looking at their functions, how they work, it definitely is never meant to harm. So I can only see through an arcane point of view that if there was something mischievous, I would have known about it. Because I'm damn good at being a wizard.
Mic drop.
Yes, but there's also I'm a damn good bard. And there's also
I'm a damn good assassin.
I'm gonna say this a certain way. Please don't take offense to it. A human aspect to casting, an emotional proponent to casting. You can put down the correct glyphs. No. You can put down the glyphs, you can make all the right runes, but intention also means a lot. And that's not something you can read from just studying the runes.
Oh, yes, you can. I had just done that.
Fucking love you guys.
Not like the intention of the runes in general, yes. But if he imbued a certain magic, if his intention was something that could taint it,
There would have been other schools of magic that I would have been able to have seen, because I did do a detect magic as well. And I would have seen the other schools of arcane traditions. If there was anything that he was trying to taint, magically speaking, then I would have known the school of which it came from.
But feelings you can't get from a school that wouldn't show up in detect magic. His emotions would not show.
No, but what the arcane glyphs can do is tell me about what exactly is going on. The intent is in the doing, and what is actually here. Because actions speak louder than words.
Science.
Okay, so when
Yes,
Talbot says that,
His fiance.
so the moment Talbot says that, and right before you speak, Iris, since 30 minutes would have gone by, the ship does rock again. Just make sure you guys are not sleeping, and then it resets, and then Iris can deliver that line, and then we'll go for after that line.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I would know I was his fiance, something like that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, because you interrupted me,
Sorry.
so I completely lost my train of thought. Thank you.
Yeah, because I had said actions speak louder than words.
Ah, yes, because, and that's right. Yes, him lying to his fiance speaks very loud. That action speaks volumes.
And it does. It does speak volumes. That is a valid point that you made. And Beryl, I can also somewhat understand the cultural integrity thing that you had brought up earlier about not divulging secrets about your culture that shouldn't be revealed to others. I think you made that comment.
I did mention the fact that I found it odd that something that is culturally relevant to people from their area is something that is unknown to Iris.
Well, if they were trying to hide it, they did a really good job of it. Like if I had um, if I had little ones who, and with the knowledge that I possess now, there are some things about Ravnica I wouldn't want them to know.
If it was something that was going to affect their adult life, in the sense that this is a very real threat to themselves, would you allow your grown children to leave home without the knowledge of something that could potentially kill them?
Love can do many different things. I think for me, I would hold off as much as I can. But when it becomes relevant is when it becomes relevant.
Well, in my opinion, I don't hold much respect for if the engagement ring was supposedly her protection, that meant that they felt she didn't need to know. What would have happened if her parents had passed away and that ring had gotten damaged? There wouldn't be anyone to save her from herself. Who knew?
Well, since Typhon was the one that did the
And why did Typhon get to know and she didn't?
wasn't
As he said, he might have had gone through the same thing. This is all speculation. We don't know what's going on and what happened to him.
Well, I think it's time for renegotiations, Core. Perhaps, if we're not allowed to know, Typhon might be willing to share some of this with Iris himself in a private chat. We might discuss the possibility of letting her stay in her room until we land, while Talbot works on the cage to get it fully powered up for landing.
As I said, I don't think he's gonna go for her staying in her room. I've already spoken and said my piece on that, and I don't think that's gonna fly over well.
What if we put the bed in the cage?
I
How
was
big's the
thinking the same
cage?
thing.
It's 10 feet by 10 feet.
If we could make it as comfortable for her as possible, that could be a mediation. Like I said, I think this is our only option, and it sucks, and I don't want to like as much as I don't want to. I think it's this the most logical thing to do in this point, to not only keep her potentially safe. We don't know what's going on, but if Talbot is saying that it is meant to protect her, I trust what Talbot is saying.
Even if we could put the bed in the cage, which is a highly possible thing to do, I remind you that when we found Iris, she was chained.
Yes,
Do
we
you
would.
think that putting the bed in there is going to change the fact that Typhon's going to want her chained up?
No, I mean,
He didn't necessarily say to chain her. He just said to get her back into the cage.
Typhon didn't say a lot of things. We might need to verify before we stick her in there.
Give me a second. Hang on.
I think what the chains were meant to do was to prevent her from being able to use semantic components of a spell. Because if she had the free movement of her hands, then she would be able to cast. I believe that's what the chain's intent were for.
In the cage that absorbs magic.
Well, I'll put it this way. It was still magical when she tried to dispel it when she was in the cage.
All I'm saying is if the cage is supposed to absorb magic, but she was able to do dispel magic because her hands are free, then right now she's in a room where she can't do any magic at all. This seems like a safer place to be.
The cage is more of a transportation binding with two of the statues.
No. Like I said, she's perfectly safe here while the boat's on the ocean. And then when we get to the place, and then we talk about transportation.
Did I get a sense that the magic Peter also was able to lock and bind whoever is in the cage?
Unfortunately, since the magic wasn't fully completed, it's a speculation.
Okay. Well, it is also speculation. It is also speculation that if the magic was fully complete, it would actually lock, and it would not be able to get her in if we put in all of the magic that is necessary for the runes to be active.
You could do all but the last little bit. If it takes you 4 days to do it, you could literally just go just shy of 2 hours.
But I like to think of it like hot metal. When you apply hot metal to something, you can't do it most of the way and then stop. It has to continue. And it cannot be interrupted. If it's interrupted, then it is no good. I think at this point we're just throwing in speculation upon speculation as to what could have happened. I think it's time to core. Is it time to make a decision?
Oh,
That's you.
what was that?
Was someone talking
Yeah.
to me?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I was talking to my grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma.
Core, all we're doing is just talking speculation at this point. At this point, is it safe to make a decision?
I feel like everybody's still at odds with each other. I mean, if you would like me to go ask more questions, I can go up. If you want me to negotiate, I can try to go up and speak more so we have a little more of a clarification. But at this point, I just feel like we're going in circles.
We are going in circles. That's the problem with distrust. I would just like to see if we can't get something. I mean, at this point, if we put her in a cage and we agree to be locked down here on this third floor and we agree not to do anything else, we're just giving him everything he wants. There needs to be a little bit for us. There needs to be something that says, hey, we're giving you what you want, but show us a little trust. I mean, you went up there and he gave you all of these things and you went, yeah, will you die for her? But like, what did we get? What's there to make us trust him?
Exactly.
We got Core back. That's the bare minimum of negotiations. We had to send her back.
Iris, right? Is that what you meant?
Yes.
We got her. What do you mean? I mean, because he wants her back in the cage, so we don't really have her. She's going to go back into a cage where we can't get to her, can't get her out, magically locked.
If what he's saying is true and we're continuing to go into circles again, then she will eventually be healed and have this binding that will protect her. That is what he is giving us.
He's saying I will be safe until we land. Then we will renegotiate. So, here's my thing. Should the negotiation go sour, are any of you willing to break me out of the cage?
Yes.
Because I won't be able to do it alone.
More than willing, but unfortunately that cage ain't going to be that simple. Just getting you out of it when it was half powered was more than most of us could do.
Actually, it wasn't half power. It was more like 1/8 powered.
Thank you for the clarification.
Sorry. That was so Talbot. Excuse me. It was 1/8. Thank you very much.
Right. Wait, do your glasses go? Correction.
Correction. I'm so sorry.
My point being is that even at its minuscule amount of power up, the one person who has the most likely shot of getting you out is the one who has to power it, and therefore she is using her magic and depleting her magic and locking you up, and therefore will not be available to get you out.
Oh, I actually think I can do this in 2 days.
And then be depleted for how long?
Until we get to shore.
So you can lock her up in 2 days, but then you'll take you 2 days before you can regain and get her out if something goes sour.
It should take about 4 days to get to land. By that time, I will have had all of my arcane abilities, and I have Eugene's berries.
Cool, what about the rest of us? What about other people that will have not gotten rest in 4 days? Not everyone has Eugene's berries, and there's only a limited amount.
Oh, I think as part of it, we just need to make sure that we will get long rests. That has. No, I think he's guaranteed that he's not, so long as we're still trying to negotiate and until you are back in the cage. If make the stipulation that if you go into the cage, that he has to guarantee us long rests. That is non-negotiable.
Right, but understand, he's only a warrior. From his standpoint, the what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 6 of us would overpower him in a heartbeat if we could, if we had the abilities.
Then how did he teleport?
So he will not let everyone. There's no way. If he's going to use his tactics, his military tactics, there's no way he can allow us to be fully rested. He will want us to be exhausted.
He said as long as we are debating this, he's going to continue doing the boat shaking thing
To prevent us from being able to get a short rest and possibly heal or do any sort of recovery.
Correct, but once again, he's already lied to us once. What's to say he's not going to lie to us now?
Put it in a contract.
Do you have the magical ability to create a magically binding contract?
I could put
Or are you
arcane
just gonna-
power into a piece of parchment.
Will that make it magically binding, though? Because, I mean, like, I don't trust him to sign a piece of paper and say, oh, yeah, that's my word.
No, but I can make it magical.
Peter,
If-
from a
if-
GM
if-
standpoint, would be able to make that a binding?
With the right materials, but I don't think Talbot is a specialist in that department.
Nope.
So, if Talbot can convince people, yeah, it will work. If people believe Talbot, no, it will not work. So that'll be up to Talbot's deception if she wants to lie about it. But, you know, I mean, I don't think she's gonna not try it. If you guys wanted it, so. But does the group want to talk to Typhon?
Oh, Typhon ain't gonna come down here.
No, I think that, Core, you should go up again and have one more discussion.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry, no,
No,
I
you're
was looking at a spell, and I didn't know if I could do it or not. But
Yeah, this session got completely complicated.
Honestly, hey, there's nothing wrong with the good roleplay sessions. So, because I know everyone wanted to talk to Typhon about it, and just, I guess, Calypso seeing the stipulation, instead of having Core be the phone person to do tag about going up and down, if everyone wanted to hear the discussion, the Penguin will just bring down a music box, and you can communicate with Typhon that way.
If that's an option, let's do that.
yeah, I don't want to go up and down.
Yeah.
Stairs. I don't
All right. So you guys hear a little thud, thud, thud from the stairs, and then a little flop, 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 and then all the way at the end of the corner, you see the music box, and then the penguin will pick it up, waddle his happy little penguin ass over to you guys, open the music box, and eyes will pop out, little arms, tongues, and teeth. Have you come to your decision? The music box will say in Typhon's voice. Well, don't all speak at once now.
Deferring to the leader. Sorry.
As was I.
We all have more questions that need to be answered, and they might have some conditions that they might want.
I am open to listening to these conditions and to answer any more questions for the third time.
Like you knew what you were getting yourself into. Anyway, take it.
I don't know if that was reflected to me or Typhon.
To both, I think.
It's both.
Ouch! Yeslie! Ah. I'm sorry, there's a dagger in my back. Can someone get it out?
And she's got sneak attack.
And a surprise round, so an auto.
I'm gonna go home now. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so go ahead, guys.
Would like to speak. Go ahead and speak.
Typhon.
Yes, Talbot?
When did you get that ring?
When I will.
That is preventing the demon from overcoming you.
When I left.
So big.
And how do... Okay, so that you know, I know everything about that room and what it does and everything that's in it. So there is no deceit there.
Okay. Oh, shit. No.
I know everything. So...
I did not hear a single word you said, Kyle.
We know it's your German sex dungeon.
Oh, okay. Damn it, how do you guys know tieflings are secretly Germans?
They're always Germans.
Alright, continue, Tetsu. I mean, Tetsu.
Or...
Talbot.
Talbot.
Sorry.
Okay. Let us say that Iris goes. What is the process for her in order to be prevented from this demon overtaking her body? What is the process?
You need to clarify that. What do you mean by the process?
Well, there is some sort of curing, some sort of ailment or something in order to...
How do we make one of those rings?
I'm not necessarily interested in the creation of that, but just more of a generalized. She will go into a room. Clerics will do rituals through a process of magic, binding a magic item to the person of her race. Generalized.
Unfortunately, I cannot disclose that information since Iris is listening in on this conversation.
Will Iris be harmed during the process?
Her body might be physically harmed in the reaction of the process, but it is not everlasting damage.
Can I insight check a mimic fox?
Sure.
Maybe there was something in the tone or the way he said it that raised the question.
Alright, so I'm gonna use my intuition dice.
Okay, to let you all know, mimic boxes will have kind of the small facial features and like color of the person speaking. So this one will have like little blue, like little horns shaped like typhons, a little blue box, and any facial features that Typhon would have, like the scar over his eye, and a little beard.
That's measuring the horns and bringing it up to Senguine and just kind of measuring and looking.
Insight is 18.
So you're trying to insight that if Iris will be permanently hurt?
I want to know if he's downplaying the hurt bit, because like not permanently damaged physically doesn't tell me whether she will be emotionally traumatized.
Unfortunately, that was not the question. If she was emotionally traumatized, it was just physical. from what he know, she would be physically hurt a little bit, but it's not everlasting. Now, if someone asked, would it be emotional, then I'll let you keep that 18, and then we can transfer it over.
Was this healing process one of the reasons for your loss of memory?
This healing process has nothing to do with me. And why I died or my memory loss.
Typhon.
Yes, demon?
So, wouldn't a surefire way to make sure this demon that you think that has taken over me to be locked away instead of inhumanely putting me in a cage is giving me your ring?
Well, you did...
Is there a reason you haven't? Because it seems to do the same thing as what you believe my old ring did.
So the question was, do I... Sorry, repeat that one time. It was a little cut out.
The ring that he's wearing, he claims is the same thing as my old engagement ring, which is what was holding the demon at bay. So why hasn't he just given me his ring instead of inhumanely locking up his fiancée? Technically, it was never X.
Well, demon, you deserve to be locked up whichever way I see fit. And whether I give her a new ring or not is none of your business.
I
think someone would be in love with.
You're just occupying her body. The sooner I get you out, the better this will be. Sorry, if you said a question, I totally interrupted you and I apologized.
No, I'm just... I think he's full of... Like, as a player,
Okay.
I think he's full of fucking bullshit. I mean, Iris thinks he's full of fucking bullshit,
Okay.
too. But, like... Y'all...
How long is the ceremony?
It will probably take a while, since y'all decided to let the seamen have leg room. It's probably have gotten a bit stronger. So
Let's not act like this is all our fault. You didn't necessarily tell us this was going to happen, and you ain't giving us any information to help us believe it.
we're not going through this circle again.
Yep.
So
I'm just
Oh, we'll
saying,
go
you
through
keep
that
saying
circle
we
again.
gave it all this room, and you're not, like, we didn't even know about it, so we can't be blamed for giving it no room. You can stop initializing that as a thing.
what are the conditions so we can get this over with, or should I just see you guys on a battlefield?
Well, you definitely have to, once this is all done, leave, and that's it. Otherwise, I will kill you. That's a big one.
And
A stipulation is that you will not tip over the boats, and you will let us get a long rest if Iris is put into the cage.
and you all will remain on the 3rd floor for the rest of the voyage. I'm not having a full-fledged Paladin at full power, nor a assassin at full power as well, roaming my ship.
I told you. Told you. He would never allow
I've already
anyone
stated that both
to
of them
have-
are well challenging, and I cannot take them both at the same time.
But you would let us rest if we stayed on the 3rd floor.
If Iris gets fully locked up in the cage correctly, and everyone agrees to stay on the 3rd floor, yes, you will get rest.
Define correctly.
As in, the way we had it while you were funneling magic into it. Not faking putting magic into it. Not doing a half-assed job. Doing it like you mean it.
Oh, I know how to do it. You're telling the last person.
Well, Talbot, this will be a very exhausting thing for you since most of your magic is already spent. You will be pushing your body and your magical capabilities beyond your limits. Sorry, your current limits.
AKA, he's willing to sacrifice you.
Not necessarily. It's just whatever happened to Eugene will probably happen to Talbot.
I am well aware of that. And I'm willing to take the risk.
What
I
happened?
I am an accomplished wizard. I can get this done in 2 days. Don't test me.
What happened to Eugene?
What do you mean?
You said whatever happened to Eugene will most likely happen to Talbot. What happened to Eugene?
Whenever he exhausts his power.
He goes out of commission for a short amount of time.
He goes out of for a long amount of time. He's not going to let him fully rest. If you lose all of your spell slots and all of your magic.
Well, if he breaks his word, then the deal is off. And as a warrior, you're bound to contract. If we were to put it into writing, that is.
Yes, but that is, my Typhon would be bound to contract. I'm under the suspicion that this is not my Typhon.
Not gonna say anything to that. So, put Iris in a cage and you guys can sleep. Stay on the 3rd floor. I'll provide food and water. You probably won't have an arcanist fully capable of doing magic whenever we docked.
You'll stay away from the party from henceforth.
I refuse to get in the cage.
Well,
you'll have to kill me to get me in a cage.
To be perfectly honest, Typhon, at this point, you've exhausted us that there's no one in our party capable of forcing her in there.
You have Senguine. I recall he didn't use much magic.
Injured. He's injured severely. And I can't heal him.
Well, then I have a shot.
A shot of what?
Well, if force needs to be, if y'all want to stand out of the way, I'll just force Iris into that cage myself. But I don't think that's going to be an even option of me coming down there.
No.
I don't see why not. You're missing out on tea and...
Yeah, well...
what do we got again? Fritters?
Okay, we're just talking with nothing to say. Are we core? If
be in that cage, you either kill me or I will kill myself.
Really?
I refuse to go in a cage. It's inhumane. I am perfectly fine here. The sigil's on the floor. I can't do magic. I will have 24/7 guard. You put me in a cage, I will do whatever it takes. A, to get out, or B, to end it.
Oh yeah, I already deciphered that the symbols aren't exactly the same.
I still can't do magic. And the door has been opened multiple times today. And I have not made a single movement to leave the door. To leave. I have sat here all day.
Yes, because it benefits you. Because you know I can't come down there. If I do, I die. That's why I haven't mustered up everything to come down there and do it by force. And you still have one caster with almost all her spells. In my recollection, she has a spell that fucking hurts. I'd rather not get hit by that.
Iris. I don't want you to be hurt. And I don't want anything to happen to you. And if this is a way, everything is up to speculation. And what Talbot has said, it's really meant for your protection. And yes, we don't know what the... Can't you just trust me?
Why can't you all trust me? Because Typhon, who magically reappeared and says I'm now a demon, said so? When you all have known me and I've traveled with you for God knows how long now?
As I said, this is all speculation. We don't know what might happen to you or what might happen to us. And Senguine said that he has seen your soul being torn. He's seen it with his own eyes.
Everyone's soul is torn.
But he's
Not all of us is 100% good.
But that's not... I'm not saying that you're not good. I'm saying he's seeing something happening within you as we speak.
What's to say I can't fight it myself? No one's even given me the opportunity to.
So I want to take...
I think you already have tried. You're just not aware of it. Sorry, speculation, I know.
Speculation? Wow, usually you do it with logic.
No, speculation involves logic too. Emotion is probably the one you should have attacked with.
As much as I love this, kind of do need an answer.
Yes.
I will not go willingly into a cage.
Then will you all force her into that cage?
Cor, let me ask you this one question. Do you believe that this is in the best interest for Iris? At that point, Talbot will immediately cast a spell at Iris. And she's going to cast polymorph. And gonna
Cast it into the room,
I cast it at her.
but she's in the room.
Well, no, we're not in the room.
No,
You're not, but
she is.
Yeah, I cast it. I'm outside of the room. I'm casting it at her. I already said it.
All right. So is there a DC save?
Yeah, wisdom 15.
All right. So we'll have because you guys just go ahead, Iris, and roll that wisdom save.
11.
All right. So,
You
oh, sorry. What did you turn her into?
a monkey,
All right.
a small little monkey.
So this is exactly how it happens. Talbot casts her spell. For the split second, Iris turns into monkey, and then Iris falls back into Iris, and the magic gets absorbed into the markings.
And then, in desperation, I will attempt to run into the room and try and get her unconscious.
Alrighty, so I gotta ask: is anyone gonna stop Talbot? Because a roll off between a bard and a wizard would be hilarious. I just want to know if anyone else plans on joining. If so, what side?
I will follow in, but I'm not gonna try to attack anyone. I'm just gonna try to hold it back.
Take a sword that is sheathed, put it down, and trip Talbot.
Force assistant.
Okay, so everyone's trying to get Talbot to not enter the room.
No. I'm in with Talbot.
Okay, so you're in with Talbot. You're trying to trip Talbot.
I was just gonna try to hold her back. I'm not quite sure why she's running into the room, so I'm just trying to stop her from running in.
Okay, so
Mine will be more of a grapple.
yeah. Okay, so what would happen? Would be Tetsu. If you're trying to trip, it would. Actually, sorry. The only one to be able to respond to Talbot running in would be Beryl. Due to the fact that out of combat things are difficult to do because who do you give reactions to?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm in the room,
Yeah.
so I would be placed between him and Iris or her and Iris to try to block her from making her way.
Correct. So I'll give Beryl the reaction to stop, but Talbot, if you wanted to stop Tetsu, if you want to stop Core, that to me would make more sense.
I'm getting
Alright, that would be the trip then.
Okay. So let's go ahead. Beryl do the grapple, and then Tetsu, it would be an attack roll.
grapple is
Awesome.
strength.
It would be athletics for you, since you are the initiator.
Okay.
Trying to think, because technically, wouldn't that be surprise?
Only if you're trying to do damage.
Oh, that's not my best. 14.
This time, no damage.
Okay.
Reroll that because that went all over your. You know what?
And,
Your stupid.
the most I get is 9. I'm grappled.
All right.
Would that just be a straight attack roll? What am I doing?
It would just be like a normal attack roll.
Or would that be a attack roll with my plus to the hit DC with my katana? Because technically I'm using the katana to trip her.
So then, yes.
$27.
Okay. So in this one instance, and this will be leading to the wrap up. Beryl sees Talbot running in and responds with a grabbing her, not letting her proceed much further into the room. We'll say she gets into the room, but that's like.
I'm playing short linebacker.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And then as Core goes to go and assist, unfortunately Tetsu trips her and she falls prone on the ground. The only thing from this point I want to know is what is the next step? Because I will be removing this and I just want to know where we can pick off from. So I will give the people who have. Well, I'll give Iris a chance to respond, and then I'll give Core and Talbot a chance to do something, and then we'll call it at that. So any one of you guys can go ahead and there's no turn order, so you three have the floor for right now.
Iris, you just got turned into a monkey and back. Guess I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Personally, you sucked.
Iris is slightly annoyed by that.
I will attempt to get out of the grapple.
Okay. So that would be an athletics or acrobatics against her athletics. No, athletics, yeah.
Yeah.
So Beryl roll in athletics to keep the grapple.
That one was worse. Only 10.
Natural 11 plus.
You got a plus in strength? Ooh.
No, I get to choose athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, you have plus in dex. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. 14.
Okay, so that beats it. So Talbot's out of the grapple. Core or Iris? Do you guys want to do anything?
Cor would get back up and continue trying to get in there.
All right.
She has to try to get up first.
Well,
Sorry, getting up is an action.
getting up is
Yeah.
half the
It's
movement.
half the movement.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put Core tries to get up and go into the room. Next, I just need to know what it is. Iris gonna do anything at this point? Or is she just going to sit back and relax?
Iris is gonna do the only thing she can and bring out her rapier. And she's like, "Don't test me or I will do what you all don't want me to do. If you fear a demon, then I'll kill a demon."
Alright. And that's where we'll leave off. Thank you everyone for staying as long as you did. I know we started a little bit late. So next week we will pick up exactly where we left off. Thank you for everyone staying. As always, I'm your friendly neighborhood, Dungeon Master Peter. Be well, be safe, and hopefully you enjoyed this session. Until next time.